I just wanted to pop on here really quick before we get into the regular scheduled studio vlog to remind you that right now my annual anniversary / birthday sale is going on in my store. So if you've been interested in getting any signed prints, sticker sheets, paper cut prints, or even one of the new limited edition Emphas Ren pins, you can do so with a discount. So if you use the code BIRTHDAY23, you will get 23% off of absolutely anything in my store. As always, the link to my store and all of the information about the code when it expires, all of that will be in the description box. Yes, enjoy the rest of the studio vlog. Oh, what's this? A studio vlog? Yeah, no one is as shocked as I am that this is finally happening. I mean, I don't even remember when the last time I actually filmed one of these and had actually made it to YouTube, because for like 5 months there it feels like everything that I filmed didn't make it to YouTube because it was just random clips that made no sense and I just didn't finish the vlog and yada yada. Anyway, but yes, as I'm sure you could tell from the haul video that was up recently, if you saw that, I'm back from Chicago and I literally just filmed that haul video, so like there's a whole lot of time travel and crazy stuff going on right here. But now that I have filmed that video, I can now deal with the art supplies that have been taunting me for like the 2 weeks that I've already been home and couldn't open them because I hadn't filmed the video yet. So that's kind of what this video is going to be. Organizing, storing, figuring out everything that needs to happen with the new art supplies. And I figured that would probably make a good first studio vlog back. So here is the aftermath of the haul video. Yeah, paint, art supplies, and craziness everywhere. The first thing that I think I'm going to deal with is these bad boys, which are the brush pen markers that I had scooped out this storage system that I showed you that I got kind of for that. So I'm going to see how much of those pens this kind of fills up and then see what else I might be able to store in this as well. And if you're wondering, I'm going to back up. That is just in the bookshelf thing that, yeah, did that too before, and yeah, the studio is a disaster still. But first thing, let's deal with some of the new art supplies. Okay, the bad news is I've already decided that this is not gonna work. So ordered a pencil case for all of those. I mean, these ones aren't bad, but because the brush pens have caps and stuff, they just kind of fit weird. But anyway, back to the good news is that this just solved like a year-long plus problem for me, and that is storing my acrylic gouache. Now I'm a watercolor artist, so I'm not used to like having paint tubes to store to use because I pan everything. Acrylic gouache, however, cannot be panned and be usable because of how it works. So all of this is going to go in that. So I've been swatching the paint caps. I mean, somewhat annoyingly, the set ones have orangey coral type caps for some weird reason, and the ones that I've gone and purchased have white ones. So that's kind of going to bother me a bit, but you know, whatever. I have been trying to figure out a better way to store all of this because it's like hidden in a drawer and I never can see it, and it's just annoying to have out, to have to bring like this whole thing out all the time and not have it like super accessible. So I'm super happy that that is now solved. I still need to swatch some of these caps and then have that dry. And because this is a bit deep for the paint tubes, I'm going to make some sort of spacer in the back, whether that's some foam or some foam core. I'm gonna make those while I wait for the paint to dry. So it's been a couple of days since I last filmed anything, but as you can see, I took all of the brush pens out of this unit and put all my acrylic gouache in the top sections. I just used some foam core like I think I said I was gonna probably use, just for like, I think it was only like a 1/2 inch spacer in the back, just so that they didn't like go back too far, so that they're like easy to grab and everything. And then moved the fine liners down there, which I'm not 1,000,000% sure if they're going to stay there, but they're okay there right now. But depending on what I might want to use these other shelves for, they might move eventually. But what I'm going to do with the brush pen, because this just came today, so I ordered this pencil case because this is kind of originally what I was going to use for the brush pens before I thought, like, try them in there. So ordered this and this came today, so it means I can now put all of them in this case. And this one is just one of the like bookcases, which normally I wouldn't like because I couldn't see them all at once, but for the brush pens I don't care as much because I'm not planning on necessarily using 20 of the colors at one time. So yeah, we're gonna put them in that, but the other thing that I did, like, so while I'm putting them in that, is I made myself a swatch sheet for the brush pens. I found like a swatch sheet online, like on Amazon or like on the Arteza things, and I removed all of the swatches that they had put on so I could make my own. But of course this still has all the names and numbers, so that's super useful, and then I printed it out on watercolor paper. So yeah, that is what that looks like. So now I'm just going to go ahead and actually swatch all of the pens while putting them away in the new pencil case. So here is what the brush pen swatch sheet looked like. I'm pretty sure I filmed it, but if I didn't, I ended up doing a swatch of just the marker, but then I did actually leave quite a bit of space to be able to go over it with some water just to see how much the water liked pulling the color up. I will forewarn you, lots of these were like crazy, like oversaturated with water, so it is definitely interesting trying to pull these up, but I will probably in a video at some point actually try to use them like they are intended just to see how it works, but I'm honestly not bothered about them being used like they're intended, like watercolor paints. I really just kind of wanted them as multicolored brush pens because I really like drawing with a brush pen. Yeah, I just wanted to show you that. I'll grab my pencil case to show you what that looks like as well now too. So like I showed you the pencil case that I bought on Amazon before, it's actually massive, but I put 2 brush pens per slot, and yeah, they do fit pretty well. It might be interesting trying to get them out just because they have caps on them, but I really don't think it's going to be a problem. It does up easily, and I still actually have room in the back in 2 sections if I ever wanted to put something else in here. But yeah, super happy with those in this storage system, especially because it is a book type pencil case. It does take up significantly less overall space because it's more condensed upwards. So I finally decided to start trying to tackle the fine tech metallic swatches, and so this is the sheet that I came up with. Originally I was going to try and do this digitally, but it was just taking way too long, so I figured I'd do it the old-fashioned way with a ruler and just writing all of the colors down. So what I decided to do, which I still have another one to do, this one is going to be the like multicolor palette. So this one, which is the F1200, and then the F2400, which is this one. And I was just looking at what the names are and the layout, and that's what's labeled all there. And then the other one will basically be these ones. But probably the same layout. So as you can see, I have a couple of swatches up there, which are looking beautiful right now. And this black stuff is actually black watercolor ground. Which for the metallic paints I like to do that so that you can see how well it shows up on darker color. For the fine tech ones, as you can probably tell, it really doesn't make much of a difference whether it's on dark or light, but it's just a habit that I got into doing with my metallic colors, so that's why there's the black swatch. So I've been doing the swatches like half on just the normal watercolor paper and half on the black. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on swatching all of these. And here's what the final Finetech swatch sheets look like. As usual, I just put them in a standard like page protector that you use for school and stuff. Have a lot of those, and that's just kind of how I've protected the sheets, especially because they tend to somewhat be in the path of water when I'm using them, and I don't want them to run because one of them, it definitely, I think my original watercolor palette one, did get some water damage on it, and yeah, it did become a mess after a while, so page protect your swatch sheets, people. You'll thank me later. Also, this bottom section isn't labeled because it is one of my old original ones. Let's see, on my desk, there it is. It is this one, and it is, I didn't buy the iridescent palette to like replace that one. This was one of the palettes that I didn't buy because I figured I had the colors, which I might not, because definitely with the older ones, like the gold one, which is this one, like that's my original gold one that I've had for years that I didn't repurchase. That one is definitely like in line with the other colors, but this one appears to have changed because the iridescent colors don't really match up with the ones that are in here, and then the other ones I'm not exactly sure what they are, so I just left that blank. It's an exact copy of how this is laid out, and I really don't use the iridescent colors that much, so I'm not that bothered with knowing exactly what their names are and everything. So if you're wondering, yeah, that's why that is not labeled, but yeah, all the other ones are. But yeah, super, super excited to actually try these colors out because they are absolutely beautiful swatched. As you can see over here, it's kind of a Finetech mess. Also, I got a new lovely black cutting mat just because various reasons, but yeah, it's super nice, so that's looking really sharp on this desk now. But I still haven't exactly figured out what I want to do with the palette labeling system. I did cut out one of the back swatch sheets that are like on the boxes, which I might glue on. I'm not sure. It kind of doesn't fit very well, and I'm not sure how well glue is gonna like sticking to the metal or whether it really needs that much labeling because I of course have the swatch sheets. But obviously, like, you can't tell. You can tell what the bigger palettes are because they're thicker, but between the three smaller metal ones, they do have their labeling on the back, but how they're probably going to be in the drawer, I'm not going to be able to tell easily. But that is going to be an issue to tackle for another week because I feel like this vlog is probably way too long as it is with all of the art material organization that's been going on. So yeah, I'm going to end it here, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.